In financial services, affordability data is stuck in silos, lenders can't share it, consumers can't reuse it, and everyone ends up recreating the same information over and over. Inicio AI's digital agent, Budgie, changes that, creating one standardized budget people can use across lenders. Rachel, when someone completes a single budget and can use it everywhere, what does that mean for someone in financial distress?
I think it's about sort of relief and taking a weight off their shoulders. I guess consumers now have got around 13 debts. And if you're asked to fill 13 forms in, or there's 13 companies calling you, writing to you, hassling you to fill in that form, that's really quite stressful. So being able to do it once and then share it and solve the problem just is a huge benefit for consumers.
You founded Inicio after seeing how hard it was for people to ask for help with money. What moment made you say, I have to fix this?
I was doing a digital transformation project and looking at lots of the new technologies that were coming out. This was about 6 years ago. So very early days of conversational AI. And I think I felt that where chatbots would really work would be consumer groups that needed help, but not from a human. And I wasn't really quite sure what that user group was. And then at some point during that transformation project, one of my colleagues was in London one evening and ended up having to intervene when a pregnant lady was unfortunately trying to take her own life. And her story was she was in debt with a number of companies. They were all contacting her, trying to get her to fill in this budget form so that they could help her. She then had a phone call from one of the companies, and a young agent had tried to talk through the process over the phone, but was asking her very personal details about what she spent her money on. She just became really embarrassed about that situation and abandoned that phone call. So going back to that technology of the conversational AI, we created a very friendly, non-judgmental, supportive agent that guides consumers through that financial form so people can unlock the help they need.
You've said AI is just a tool. What makes the way you're using it different?
AI for us is about understanding the customer's intent and meaning. So that helps us understand what they're trying to say. What we then do, and where our IP exists, I guess, is we use thousands and thousands of those sort of utterances and customer interactions to understand how we make the form work best for the consumer. So it will adapt to their behaviours, it will support them through that process and just help them get to a really good quality, detailed view of their budget so that they can then find a way forwards.
What I really like about this is Budgie can actually even find money people didn't know they were entitled to. How does that happen?
When we originally launched the form, we realised that there were a lot of related processes that consumers were trying to do. So when I'm doing my budget, we can also spot if they're missing out on government benefits that they've not claimed. And it sort of seamlessly gives them that support. So we've created like an ecosystem of related fintechs that again have got really specialist solutions in what they do. We've got the specialist budget form. We map the two together and create a really powerful end solution.
You've also built human oversight into the system for vulnerable customers. How do you know when someone needs that extra help?
You can see vulnerabilities perhaps from how they're filling the form in. We've seen one of our clients, they used to spend 50 minutes on a phone call with a consumer doing this process. They now spend 8 where they need to talk to a customer because so much of the work Budgie's done and the human just finishes it off.
Let's talk about passporting, the idea of taking your budget anywhere. How is this more than just exporting a PDF?
The challenge is creating a uniform set of data. And in the UK, we have a form called the Standard Financial Statement that the financial regulators set. Unfortunately, it's anything but standard. So yeah, the challenge is get that standard data or make our data in a way that it can be changed to fit where it needs to go.
For passporting to really work, lots of firms need to accept the same format. How are you building that ecosystem and how far along are we?
We've been working with both the regulator and industry to understand what's important and the standard financial statement, how we make that a little bit more standard than it is at the moment. And then it's about using technology to translate that into a readable format for the other organizations. So we can relabel our data into the data set of our target organization. So when we send it over to them, it's really easy for them to ingest. So I think it's about making it super easy for organizations to adopt because it's so powerful for consumers. And ultimately, everybody wins. If you've got a consumer that on average has got 13 debts, if you get a payment plan in place across all 13, they maintain all 13. So being able to passport that data is really critical.